Welcome back to the fourth and final game of the day here at Falmouth Ice Arena, the Buddy Ferreira Classic. This is the semifinal game between the Boston College High School Eagles and the Austin Prep Eagles.
Cougars.
Shot in the dark there, Rich. I'm Jake Levin alongside Rich McCloyne. Finally got that resolved after the last time. Rich, Hingham, moving on. They will be in the finals of this tournament on Thursday. They await the winner of this game. And either way, it's going to be a tough test for the Harbormen. Right off the bat, BC High flying in. That was Patrick Kramer missing the net wide. In between the pipes for the Cougars, Dylan Regan on the BC High end of things.
Well, I'll tell you, Jake, if there was one game to look forward to in this tournament, it was this prospective matchup when you looked at the brackets. This is the marquee game on the entire week. Two top 5 teams, two teams with incredible speed and skill. This ought to be a lot of fun.
It really should. Brandon Payzant in between the pipes for the Eagles. BC High 11-4-3. Austin Prep 17-1. Their lone loss all the way back in December. Here come the Eagles up ice. That's Ryan Shea, the junior forward. Gains the line. James on the breaks in the corner boards. Out to the point for Jack Nisbet. In the slot, almost losing it, was Mike DeSculio. At the near half wall, kept alive at the point by Kramer. Here comes Prep. Colin Murphy gaining the line. That was Eric McAdams. Check. Here comes Billy Roach. These teams are fast, Rich. That's one thing I can tell you.
Yeah, the speed is at the next level. This is the elite level in this state. You don't see a lot of teams that skate and shoot like these ones do.
Patrick Riley lets it rip off the end glass well over the head of Regan. Yeah, these teams wasting no time feeling each other out. They're just right straight at you.
Yeah, and what really is going to set these teams apart from what you normally see at the high school level in Mass is the passing, Jake. These guys go tape to tape with their feeds. They know where they're going to be. They know where they're supposed to be, and they just play at a really, really high level. It's a lot of fun to watch. And this line right now on the ice for Duxbury with Russo, number 9, and McKennelly, number 19, these guys can really fly and make things happen.
Back defensively, Alec Flynn for the Eagles. They're in their gold jerseys with maroon pants and helmets. Austin Prep, a base forest green with black trim, black helmet, black pants with white stripes. That was an offside. These teams are so fast that offside's fairly common occurrence. We get a draw between Tim Lark and Mike Egan, controlled by the Eagles. That was Flynn. Cross ice for his defense partner. Turns it over. Shot taken by Finocario and saved by Payzant. Eagles up the other way, but they lost it in the neutral zone. DeSculio redirects it. Now Ryan Shea back in his own end. Plays the puck up for Alec Flynn. Flynn gets it to Lark.
One guy out on the ice right now for BC that I'm really looking forward to watching is number 9 on the left wing right now for the Eagles. That's Connor Noonan. He actually is from Falmouth, Mass. Lives in Milton now. He grew up playing here in Falmouth. Been out most of the season for the Eagles, but the senior can really make a difference.
And there he was up the left wing. Poke checked off the play by Cam Barbar Gallo.
Yeah, Noonan is not only a good hockey player, but I've talked to him a little bit over the years. Really nice kid. He, part of him was sad he wasn't able to play with his Falmouth High School teammates, as a high school kid. But he had the opportunity to go play at BC, and, that's kind of hard to turn down.
Yeah, cannot fault him there. Falmouth, arguably the premier Cape program through the years, but BC, one of the premier programs in the entire state. And they're on the power play. Penalty against Finocario. That's Billy Roach behind the net, thinking about the wraparound, gets it out to the point. And teeing that up was Robey. It was blocked off the legs of a Cougar defender. That is Ryan Shea. Working it towards Kramer. Kramer back for Shea. Shea with the puck on the tape of his stick. Up ice he flies. Gains the line. Stays with it. Behind the net, tries for the wraparound and kicked away by Regan. Pinned up on the end boards by Verrier. Halfway through this power play, 11:30 left to go in the first period. That's Billy Roach behind the net for the Eagles and cleared away by McAdams.
I tell you, nice play there by defenseman, sophomore defenseman Colin Murphy for Austin Prep. Him and number 5, Ryan Verrier, both sophomores, and they play a big role in what the APD wants to do.
That was turned over right in the crease, but Regan was able to fall on it. 11:06 to go, 19 seconds on the man advantage for BC High.
Yeah, I talked to Lou Finicario, the head coach for Austin Prep, the other day after his team's big win over Falmouth. They won 8-1 that day. And he told me that Murphy and Verrier, two kind of under-the-radar kids who really have made an impact for Austin Prep, as they've won 15 straight hockey games. That's incredible, 15 in a row.
Their last loss, if I am not mistaken, way back December the 28th, is there's a save by Regan.
Yeah, they lost to Malden Catholic. No shame in that. And they have won every game since. That tells me that this is a team that's really focused, because it's easy to have an off night, and they never had. They had a big comeback win against Arlington Catholic just 2 weeks ago, where they were down 3-1 in the third period. They came back and won 4-3.
Arlington Catholic, another team in this tournament. They will be playing in the 5th place game against the Waltham Hawks on Wednesday afternoon at 7 o'clock. More like Wednesday night, I suppose. Up the left wing, that was Robey. Knocked off the play by Egan. Now here's Cam Russo, gliding up the left side of the ice, right onto the legs of Roach. Russo stays with the puck, knocked off it in the corner, works it over towards McDonough, but stolen away now by Patrick Riley, flying up the ice for the maroon and gold. One Cougar lost their stick. Riley in shot, saved by Regan.
Nice play there by number 7, Pat Riley. As he came up the left side. Nice hard cut to the inside to get the shot off on the keeper. You know, these Eagles, they fly. Austin Prep can fly. Speed to burn here in Falmouth this evening.
Austin Prep out of the Catholic Central, not the Catholic Conference, but the Catholic Central Division I, still a very competitive league. Teams like Arlington Catholic and Archbishop Williams, who are both in this tournament, among their competition. BC High, that was Justin Fain trying to work up the left wing, knock off the play. Fain, in his own zone, goes off the end boards for Shea. Shea almost has it intercepted by Finicario. Now gliding up ice is Fain, but poke checked away by Verrier. And there comes Finicario, dumps it in. Prep will take a full line change.
Yeah, Finicario thought about taking it in deep, but figured he'd play it safe. It's early in the game. You'd rather make the safe play than make a mistake and cost your team a goal.
Rich, one of the craziest things about Austin Prep on their schedule, of all their wins, there were only 3 one-goal games.
No, this team can put the puck in the net with ease, I tell you what. A lot of stick skills on every single line. And, you know, Coach Lou Finicario, he's not afraid to have any of his lines out there at any time.
Nisbet in, stayed with it along the end boards. Back over towards Kramer. Kramer trying to get it to Simone. That's going to go up off of the protective netting. Get a draw.
Of course, it doesn't hurt when you have a great goalie between the pipes like Dylan Regan. Moves so well laterally, has a nice glove, and really does a great job in the net for Prep here. I mean, he may not be like the marquee guy that people are talking about, but I'll tell you what, he's had himself a really solid season for AP.
Well, I'll tell you why they're not talking about him yet, Rich. He's a freshman. Scary thought for CCL competition.
Freshman, and he gets the start, and one of the bigger games his team's going to play until the state tournament.
Ryan Shea fires, and it goes over the protective netting, high off the ceiling and the beams that support this rink.
And I think it's probably safe to say it's not just the state tournament. You got to figure AP's pretty much a lock, as are the Eagles for the Super 8.
Yes.
It's just a matter at this point or where they're going to be seated. And that's what makes this game big, is because the winner, you've got to think, moves up the ladder. AP right now, you got to think they're looking strongly as a 2 or a 3.
I'd say not only are they both locks for the Super 8, they're locks to not have to do a play-in game. They're locks for the top 6. They're in, I think, no matter what.
I would think, if BC were to somehow lose 2 straight, they may end up in the play-in round, but it's doubtful. I mean, they've had such a nice run this year.
That's very true. We will have to see what happens with either one of these teams against Hingham in the final on Thursday. 7:50 to go, first period. Here comes Prep.
Hingham, an interesting story, not just the most to lose, but the most to gain here.
Absolutely.
You figure they run the table, get out of this thing with the tournament title. They're looking at, I think, 11-8-1 at that point. And with their resume of high-quality wins and a tough schedule, you got to think they probably would get the nod for one of those play-in spots.
They would absolutely be in the 7-10 range if they win this tournament. Not a top 6, but you're right. You're absolutely right. What they did do today, Rich, was clinch a spot in at least the Division I tournament, something, believe it or not, that they weren't assured of coming into this tournament.
No, good for them, because that's a hard-working team, and they don't duck anybody. They play an independent schedule, which, in this day and age, very difficult to do, where people have so many games they're obligated to play inside their own leagues.
One of the only true independents in the state.
Yeah.
A lot of the other independents are upstart programs or combined programs. Hingham really goes it alone in that regard.
And they go that way by choice, not because they have to.
Yep. Oh, they could absolutely go play in the Patriot League, Keenan, or Fisher Division.
Yeah, and that's not as easy as it may sound. Duxbury plays in that league, and they actually lost a couple of games this year.
They did. Hanover took it to them. Hanover looking very strong out of Division III.
Yeah, I covered a couple of their games last year in the state tournament. And I'll tell you what, the Indians, they may be D3, but they're legit. Those kids can play some hockey.
Hanover and the neighboring Norwell, another very good Division III team down there on the South Shore League. Here come the Eagles. That's Kramer gaining the line. Follows his own shot. Kramer still within circle. Wrap around. Goes off the chest of Regan and falls right into his glove for the save.
Yeah, nice little idea. He didn't have a lot of offensive support from his teammates there, so he just made a hard cut, threw it at the net. Hey, you never know. Sometimes those things go in.
6:33 to go. Kramer out there to take the draw for the Eagles. Bit of a stalemate. McAdams wins it up. Now here comes Mike Egan. Egan with speed. Knocked away by the stick of Ryan Shea. The other way, Christian Simeon. 3-on-2 come the Eagles. Simeon gains the line, trailing pass for Kramer. Redirected by Egan to the near corner boards. Right back the other way, it's Prep. As Kramer gets taken off the play, big play by Anthony Sierri.
And a nice job there by Ryan Verrier, the kid we were talking about earlier. Lifted the stick of the shooter, didn't allow him to get that backdoor tip, which was set up there nicely.
Inside 6 minutes to go, Cam Russo in his own end takes control of the puck and tried to shoot it up for a streaking. I believe that was McDonough. Couldn't get it to him cleanly. Eagles back the other way. That's Lark. Lark gains the line up the right, into the circle, backhand shot, saved by Regan.
Oh, Noonan a little late to the party there, had a chance, but he couldn't get a stick on the puck.
That was McDonough with the puck, attempting to gain entry to the offensive end. Couldn't do it cleanly. Billy Roach up for Noonan. Noonan cross ice for Lark. Lark gains the line at the left, skates past O'Connor into the slot area, and is saved by Regan. 5:13 to go in the first.
We talk about Regan being, the freshman. You think about it, freshman in high school, he can't be a day older than, 14, maybe 15 tops?
14 or 15.
I mean, and he's playing out here with 18, 19-year-old kids at BC High, probably 18, 17. But, playing with young men and more than holding his own.
High school freshmen this year, a lot of them weren't born in the 1990s. Here comes Dan O'Toole. Trying to connect with McDonough, and that's going to be an ice.
Well, I've come to terms with the fact that my favorite music is now on the classic rock station. So, these kids just keep getting younger. We don't get any younger.
Pretty much. Each team taking a full line change. It's going to be a draw in the Austin Prep defensive end. Patrick Kramer going to take the draw for the Eagles, opposed by Eric McAdams for the Cougars. Of course, McAdams gets tossed, and now it's Mike Egan.
Little jostling here by the two centermen.
Yeah, they're waiting. Kramer wins the draw out to the point. That was Lark. But here come the Cougars the other way. Egan shooting up the right wing, defended well by Kramer. Russo to number 17, right in the slot. That was Anthony Sierri, and a goal.
I think he got it to go. I believe that's Mike Egan. You got a little piece of that, tipped it in under the crossbar of the prone goaltender there for BC High.
Brandon Payson would like to have that one back, I think, Rich.
Made a nice stop on the original, but wasn't able to control the rebound. It sat there, and Regan just kind of poked at it and get it to roll up and over and under that crossbar. 1-0 Austin Prep at 10-17. First blood has been struck.
Mike Egan, the goal scorer. We'll check the assists and all that fancy stuff for you momentarily. McAdams tossed from the draw, again replaced by Egan. It worked out pretty well last time that happened. But shooting up is Kaiser Ree. And stolen away. Here's McAdams. McAdams along the goal line, working towards the post. He decapitates Payson. Moving off the half wall here, the Eagles the other way. Alec Flynn.
Justin Fine saved the day there, coming in and taking away that loose puck. Could have been disastrous for the Eagles.
4:11 to go, first period. Austin Prep on top, 1-0. Pinching in from on the point, Alec Flynn. Controlled by Verrier. Verrier along the end boards for Murphy. Up for Russo. Now to McDonough. McDonough fires from the far circle, well wide. Going to take an Eagle bounce, winds up with Patrick Riley. High off the side glass. We get a stoppage in play, playing the puck too high, perhaps?
Not sure, but we're going to have a draw. It looks like to the right of Payson. The funny thing here I've been thinking about a lot this week, Jake, is as good as this AP team is, it's amazing that they've been able to retool the way they did, because remember last year they had a great team with arguably the best player in the state, Bobo Carpenter, on their squad. He's gone. Arguably, they're better this year.
Well, 17-1, the numbers don't lie, and they ain't finished playing yet. Here's Jack Duffy. Duffy gets taken down. That's going to be a cross-check against Pat O'Connor. No-brainer. He went after the head there, it looked like. So power play coming up for Boston College High School.
Yeah, and this is a big opportunity for the Eagles here. Down a goal early in the hockey game. Chance to get back even, tie things up, and even if you can't tie it up, you really need to get some offensive presence going. They've had some shots, but they've yet to really have any sustained offense in this game.
Draw controlled by the Cougars and out of the zone off the stick of Mike DeSolio. Eagles will try to regroup. That was Kramer. Crisp diagonal pass to Nisbet. Nisbet sticks with the puck. Out to the far point, it's Shea. Shea near the half wall. Had Roach. Now it's down with Simeon along the end boards. Kept alive by Shea at the far point. Eagles have the puck in their own end, not really getting all the passing lanes they want. There's Shea with 50 seconds to go to Nisbet. Nisbet sends it off the half wall. Tied up along that half wall now is Roach. Back towards Shea at the point, well beyond him.
Yeah, a nice play by McDonough, the captain, to break up the diagonal pass.
And that was intercepted by McAdams. Short-handed bid for the assistant captain. He's a junior forward. And he gets taken down, and that is going to nullify what's left of the BC power play. going to be 4-on-4 for 23 seconds.
Now that's unfortunate for the Eagles. Again, we've yet to see them really get anything going in the offensive end. They've had a couple of shots here and there, but they haven't had that real good rush that the Eagles are known for. Austin Prep right now is, I would say, controlling the tempo of this game.
Oh, absolutely, Rich. I mean, BC, they had zone time on that power play, but they didn't get any shots off.
No, and shots don't win hockey games. Goals win hockey games, but you don't get the goals without the shots.
That is correct. Sending out of the zone now. Here comes McAdams by himself. McAdams fires it weakly. Blocked a little bit. I think Kramer got a stick on it. BC high up the other way. 4-on-4 for the time being. It's Riley. Gaining the line. Gets taken down, I want to say, by Verrier. 5-on-4 now in favor of Austin Prep. McAdams. Long pass intended for Russo. Intercepted and dumped in by Robet.
Oh, the Eagles got lucky there. Russo was just waiting like Randy Moss on a Hail Mary right there at the blue line.
Robet was in the right place at the right time. That would have been a breakaway. 44 seconds to go on the man advantage for Austin Prep. At the near point, playing it's Verrier. Cross point for Murphy. Being defended by Kaiser Riai. In the slot by himself and scoring is Jake McKennelly. Another assistant captain, a junior forward.
You and I were talking off air before the game, Jake, and I told you the two guys you really had to watch out for here, Cam Russo and Jake McKennelly. That duo is lethal. I saw it the other day against Falmouth, and right here, what a pinpoint pass by Russo. McKennelly had all day to choose his spot.
Hey, it's amazing. I think that's the first time I've said the name McKennelly. That might be the first time he's touched the puck.
Yeah,
making it count.
It's not always quantity as much as quality. Get yourself in on the play, go where you're going to be, and let your playmaking center get you the puck.
That's a deflating power play goal. If you're the Eagles, inside 2 minutes to go in this first period, you now trail 2-0. Here comes Grainer, flying up the right wing, knocked off the play by O'Toole. Dan O'Toole skating with the puck, works it up for McDonough. McDonough dumps it in up the right wing, gaining the line in the far corner boards. That's O'Toole now. Still down low along the end boards. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, 50 seconds to go, first period. McDonough looking towards Russo in the slot, broken up by Billy Roach. Roach into the far corner boards. Pivotal time up ice for BC High here, Rich.
The Eagles with 35 seconds left in the period, they need to try and make something happen late.
Forwards are out there, defensemen now there to join them. They're in the attacking zone. It's Jack Duffy with the puck, trying to do it all himself. Intercepted by the Cougars. That was off the stick of Sierra. Sent back by Shea. Now here comes Sierra, gains line at the left wing. Knocked off by Duffy. Sierra stays with it. That's going to be Lark first to the puck. 8 seconds to go. Eagles got to really hurry. Here comes Connor Noonan. Noonan gains the line, but a wall of defenders for Austin Prep there. And that'll do it for the first period.
Great showing in that first period by Austin Prep, bringing what they need to bring. High intensity, great passing, taking advantage of opportunities. The power play goal late in the period, huge as they go up by 2.
Two very fast, finesse-based teams, and Austin Prep was the better of the two in that first period, no question.
No, I mean, they're looking for win 16 in a row, and so far so good for the Cougars as they have brought everything they want to bring so far.
All right, Rich, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in 12 minutes for the second period between BC High and Austin Prep here on MyHockeyLive.com. are back for the second period here. Game 4 of the day. The second semifinal game in the Buddy Ferreira Classic between the Boston College High School Eagles and the Austin Preparatory Cougars. Jake Levin alongside Rich McClone. Rich, that first period, all Austin Prep.
Yeah, AP had a lot of hop in their step, and they took advantage of chances that presented themselves. If you're the Eagles, you don't have to score in the first 5 minutes here, but you have to make something happen.
You need to show you belong on the same sheet of ice as these guys. And I know the records say that they do, but based on what I saw in that first period, Austin Prep, if there's a team out there that could ruin this Springfield Cathedral Malden Catholic final that everyone seems to have already settled on, I think it's them.
I'll tell you, everything they do I like, and they have played with poise and precision so far. BC High needs to get something going in the offensive end, generate some shots, and get some traffic in front of Regan.
That was Christian Simeone. His shot was well wide to the near side. Coming back up ice, McAdams the other way. He gets lifted and goes down. A huge hit delivered by Robey. 5-on-5 hockey. That period began with an abbreviated power play. Another big hit, 14-on-14. That was Kramer on DeSulio.
14-on-14 crime?
That's what I'm saying. Eagles in their own end. It's Shea. Lifts it up. Long diagonal pass. Duffy's going to try to get there, but it'll be an ice. Coming right back where it started. The Austin Prep attacking zone.
Looks like the Eagles right now trying to up things a little bit in the physicality department. That may be a good way to get things going.
Yes.
Sometimes a big hit gets you going emotionally, gets everybody on the bench feeling it. You know, they need that right now. They need an emotional jolt.
This draw in the attacking zone of the Cougars is won by the Eagles. From behind the net, Shea emerges. Tried to work it up for Duffy. Cougars still with possession. That's McElhenney. Apologies. Scored the second goal of the game for Prep. Here come the Eagles up the other way. It's Duffy. Dumps it in up the near left side. Follows his own dump. And here comes McDonough the other way for the Cougars. McDonough will take his time. Good poke check by Duffy. Here's Duffy in by himself up the left. Over the head of Regan. He got a glove on it. I'm not sure it was going to hit the net anyways. Goes off the end glass. Still alive in the attacking zone for the Eagles, but it's controlled by Colin Murphy.
But again, we see a trip by the Eagles. One and done in the shot department. No combined attack. No sustained attack for BC High.
Vernier trying to clear it out of his defensive end. Held up at the half wall. Now it's Cam Russo. Moving in and taking the shot was Fain. Goes off the corner boards. Kept alive at the point by Robey. Right onto the stick of Regan. He falls on the puck. Covers up for the save.
And there you go. The Eagles get a couple of shots on that trip. They get two. They get an offensive end draw. They can put the guys they want on the ice here. Maybe get something going here in the second period. You're only down 2 goals. It's not panic time yet, but you got to get something going.
Certainly not panic time by a long shot. We're not even halfway through the game. But you're right. The Eagles, they've looked sharp here in the first 3 or so minutes of this period. Still have nothing to show for it. DeSulio up the other end. Lifts it up, and it looks like it deflected off that post right at the end of the Eagles bench. Sort of that same post where Zdeno Chara once nearly decapitated Max Pacioretty.
Is that case still pending in Montreal court?
I heard Chara's serving a life sentence in a parallel universe. Shot fired and blocked, but it trickles right down into the breadbasket of Payzant. 11:35 to go, second period, 2-0 Austin Prep.
So far what I think we're seeing out of the Eagles here in the second period is it looks like they're making a concerted effort to get things going both in the physical department and also, if you've noticed, they seem to be forechecking with a little more aggression right now.
They win that draw. Cleared out of their defensive end. Sent right back where it came from, and a pad save made by Payzant. O'Toole fired it back into the defensive end of the Eagles, and Payzant, fortunately, was in the right place at the right time. Stuck out his left leg. But there's Egan fires off the end glass, went off the stick of Kramer. Egan follows his own shot.
Right now the Eagles have got to get this puck out. Things are not working well for them at this moment.
They do indeed get it out. It's DeSulio, cross ice for Verrier. Touched by McAdams to avoid the ice. Leaves it for Egan, however. A dangerous play comes across the crease as we're inside 11 minutes to go in the second period. Moving the other way, it's Robey. Robey was trying to get it further up for Roche and was denied entrance by the Austin Prep defense. That is Nisbet losing an edge in front of his own bench. Trickles all the way down to Alec Flynn. Payzant sends it the length of the ice nearly. Caught by Murphy. Turnover in his own end, and going in denied was Duffy by Regan.
Great job by Regan there. The puck got away from his defense. He stayed with the play, got that left pad down, and keeps the shutout intact for AP.
McDonough sends it further into his own end. 10 minutes to go in the second period. That was Duffy trying to connect with Lark, unable to do so. McDonough trying to gain entrance. That went right at the throat of Roach. An inadvertent lift of the stick will not be a penalty. Nearly turned over to Russo. Goes the length of the ice. That's going to be an icing.
That was tough. Definitely the chin strap got raised there. The referees thought that there was no ill intent, so they don't blow the whistle. Icing on the play, and once again, another offensive end draw for the Cougars.
Yeah, the Eagles were playing very well the first 3.5 minutes of this period. Prep seems to have quelled that momentum.
Yeah, Austin Prep with their speed and their overall skill, they just keep coming at you. And if you watch their defense on the defensive end, they do a real nice job of playing the puck north of the blue line, and that's what's keeping BC High from being able to get into the zone and make anything happen.
Draw coming in the attacking end of Austin Prep. Puck went near the net of Payzant, no shot taken. Still alive along that far side half wall. That was McAdams. Out to the point, fired, saved by Payzant off the stick of DeSulio. Eagles will try in transition. It's Fain. Further up for Riley. Riley in the corner, knocked off the play. A scrum along the end board, shot taken, held by Regan on the post. Don't think it had a chance. Roach bats at it at the far point, into the corner. Shea over to play the puck. Dangerous play. Had he turned it over to Lundy, he had nothing but open ice in front of him. Regan out of his own net, and there's Riley now. Shot taken, blocked off the body of McKennelly.
Indecision by the BC High defense there. Neither guy knew which one wanted to shoot the puck, and they didn't get off the shot they wanted.
Long pass. Here comes Nisbet. Nisbet in backhand. Saved by Regan. That's the kind of chance BC High is going to need here, Rich.
Yeah, they hit the stretch pass, but unfortunately it was about 6 inches too long. Nesbitt had to reach for it, never able to corral it back and get it on his forehand. Had to try for the weak backhand shot. Nice job by Regan being aggressive and attacking the puck to make the save.
Eagles will be rewarded with a draw on their attacking end. It's taken by Robey. The shot just wide. May have been deflected off the post even. Held up against those boards was Semyon. Still alive for the Eagles. Corner is Semyon. Looking in the slot for Nisbet. Covered up again by Regan.
Yeah, Verrier got just the smallest part of that puck as the crossing pass was coming to the front. If he hadn't, it was right there for the one-timer. We probably would have a 2-1 game.
8:26 to go. Second period. Draw still in that Eagle attacking zone. They're getting some zone time here. They need some goals out of it. Played by Murphy, his own end. Got that one up for Sierri. Will not be an ice. Corralled by McAdams, and it shoots up into some protective netting and falls down into the stands with 8:05 to go in the second.
Well, I guess this might be a case of puck don't lie, because it looked like that should have been an icing. Instead, they chop it up over the netting, and the draw is going to come outside of the zone.
This is going to be Lark taking on Russo for the draw. Won by Russo. Back for O'Connor. Cross point for Verrier. Scrum right in front of the penalty box. There's Russo. Russo in by himself. A BC defenseman blew a tire. I believe that was Shea. Doesn't matter. The Eagles are coming back up ice. It's Noonan. Noonan being defended very well by Verrier. Big collision in the corner. Bodies flying all around the ice. Now here comes McDonough, 2-on-2. McDonough in with Russo. McDonough fires, and he had Payzant beat, but it was too high off the end glass. Over halfway, gone now in the second. 7:25 to go. BC trying to get it clear. They trail 2-0. Semi-final game of the Buddy Ferreira Classic. Shot taken from the point is by O'Connor, blocked in front. At the far point, it's DeSulio. DeSulio sends it into the corner where he's able to connect with Russo. Russo cycles and leaves it for McKennelly. Eagles looking for a transition. They get a clean break. It's Lark. Riley now held up against those far boards along with Roach. There's Riley. Still battling it in the circle, but ultimately comes up to Lundy. That is going to fall through, but it will not be an ice. Duffy gets tangled up down there, takes out one of his own men, bowling pins. Austin Prep can't capitalize. Big hit there delivered by DeSulio. Knocked down Rye. In the slot. Chance thwarted by the Eagles, but it slowly trickles down the ice, and we're going to get an icing. Good draw coming back in the Austin Prep attacking zone.
Good choice to ice the puck there. The Eagles were back on their heels, couldn't get it out, couldn't get the clean break out. Just ice it, get some fresh legs out there, and hope that those guys can get something changed up for you.
Fane going to take the draw against McAdams. McAdams wins it. At the point, it's O'Toole. Cocks and fires, blocked in front. The other way they come in transition. That's Riley. Gets taken down, but further advances the puck. Gets back up. Still in the corner, now along the end boards. It's Rye. Rye tries the wraparound bid, and the far post is held by Regan.
It seems to me that BC High is trying to get everything to the net from down low. I got to think that right now their points are probably opening up. Austin Prep is attacking the puck where it is. The 2 points on either side could be open. Get the puck on net from there, and maybe get a rebound goal.
They will take it however they can get it. That was Kramer on the draw, but won by Prep. Egan was trying to advance the puck up ice, back towards Murphy. It was cross point for Verrier. Verrier dumps it in, and they're going to call it an ice. Apparently Verrier was just shy of the red line.
He was a little shy of the red line. Rules are rules. Sometimes, in that case, it's just take that extra stride. Get it to the red line. Those are the plays that drive coaches crazy. And as good as Verrier is, we do have to remember, he is a sophomore, and sophomores are apt to make mistakes like that.
So the Eagles get a draw in their attacking zone, but again, it's won by Austin Prep. Puck shoots up high. Nobody knew where it was. Batted at that far half wall. Advanced further by Kramer, but corralled by the Cougars. That's McDonough. Goes off the sideboards. Played by Kramer. Goes over for Nisbet. Nisbet tried to go between the legs of Verrier. Unable to do so. Now here comes Russo up the right wing. Russo, middle for McDonough, and it was almost deflected in by his own man.
Yeah, it looked like Christian Simeone trying to play the puck there, hit his outstretched stick, and went right on net. And I'll tell you, that could have been disastrous for the Eagles, because if AP somehow gets the third goal, you can pretty much write this one off.
Payzant, right place, right time, had his wits about him. 5:19 to go in the second period. BC High trails 2-0. This puck is cleared the length of the ice. Coming right back to where it just started moments ago. BC High wins or Austin Prep wins, they will face Hingham. The loser will face Archbishop Williams in the third place game of the Buddy Ferreira Classic. Both of these teams looking like safe bets to make the Super 8. Austin Prep is a lock. BC High would be in the should be in category, I would say. Austin Prep out of their own end. Played by Robey. Robey puts his body on Lundy, denies him a clean break. On the neutral zone, this is Ray that's going to give chase. Battles against O'Connor. O'Connor the first one there. Sikora touched the puck. Back towards Ray. Ray centering pass towards the slot. Lark couldn't knock it home. Out of the point, Shea furthers it. Played by Sikora. That's O'Toole. Turns the puck over to Ray again. Ray has been very active this shift. Out of the zone, BC High does control it. Ryan Shea through the neutral zone. Advanced it in. Gains the line up the left wing. From his knees. That was Lundy. Clears it the length of the ice. This should be an icing. It will be with 4:02 to go in the second.
Nice job from his knees there. Not a whole lot of options, so he figures, let's just get this out. We'll win the draw and get it out of the zone.
It looked like he thought he was playing basketball and he couldn't stand up with a puck or it would have been a travel. Then he realized this is hockey. Fain to take the draw against McAdams. That's Colin Murphy for Austin Prep. Sends it off the sideboards and connects with McAdams. McAdams flying up the right wing inside 4 minutes to go in the second. Lost it. BC High will try to clear and go back in transition. Riley chips the puck up over the head of Ray. Corralled by Verrier. Back over for Murphy, who shoots it up ice, where Shea intercepts the puck. Shea in his own end, going backwards for Flynn. That's Shea, turns puck over to Egan. Egan by himself trying to get it towards the slot, towards McAdams. Goes to the corner, McAdams. Little too far out for Verrier. Regan out of his net to play it. He will leave it for Verrier as the Eagles take a full squad change.
Austin Prep in their relentless forecheck, just creating opportunities.
Here they come again. It's Russo. Gains the line on the right side. Sends it along the perimeter towards Verrier. Picked off by the Eagles. Out of the zone. That's Robey. Goes off a skate. Somebody lost their stick. It was McDonough. Going to go to the near corner boards in the BC defensive end. Chipped in front. Nobody home for Austin Prep. It was a wild puck anyways. Along the end boards. There is Sierri. Fading at it. And here comes Nisbet. Nisbet in the right circle. Nisbet towards the slot. Saved by Regan. He had Robey.
Great save by Regan there. That was a real good opportunity. Probably the best the Eagles have had this period.
Nearing the 2-minute mark to go in the second. BC High has done a good job protecting, well, not protecting, maintaining a 2-goal deficit. Wide open net shot taken. Russo misses wide.
I think Payzant may have gotten that with his face, actually, Jake.
It did take an odd deflection. He paid dearly for that save. He'll take it, though. That's McDonough. Tripped up. Now here come the Eagles the other way. 3-on-2 they come. Gaining line is Simeon. Simeon off the wall for Roach. Roach fires, looking for the deflection. Goes into the far corner boards. Over to play to Simeon. Simeon risks it and elevating to make the save is Regan.
Eagles finally starting to show a little hop in their step here. A little disorganized on the back end. They've been chasing the puck in the defensive end a little bit. But here they get a little something going. They got an offensive end draw. 1.5 minutes to play here in the second period. If they could punch one in before the end of the period, brand new hockey game going to third.
They hear you loud and clear. There's Ryan Shea on the near half wall to whoever he can find in front of the net. It's in the corner. Played by Lark again. Knocked out of the slot by Verrier. Minute 12 to go in the second. And Lark sends it deeper into his attacking zone. Needs some forwards there to help. That's Verrier. Up the boards for Egan. Long diagonal. Had Sierra. It was deflected away by Flynn. Inside a minute to go. That is Flynn. Soft pass is intercepted by McDonough, but he gets tripped up, and it's not going to be a call. 44 seconds to go.
Very close to a trip there.
This is Lark. Lark crashed in the net. Saved by Egan. Comes out to the point. Shot is taken by Roach just wide to the far side of the post off the end boards. 30 seconds to go. BC knows they need a goal soon. Coming in for the point is Roach. He fires, and it was blocked. Here comes Austin Prep in transition. Long pass up for Russo, but it's going to be offside.
Russo unable to hold the line there. He was very, very close. If it had been a half a second slower on that pass, he's going to be all alone. And the Eagles catch a big-time break. Not only the offside, but the draws coming all the way back into the defensive end for Austin Prep. And there's still 18 seconds left here in the second period.
The Eagles will need all 18 of those seconds to try to bury it. First things first, got to win the draw. They do that. Shot taken by Regan, but it was wide. Went past him on the glove side. Shot taken from the half wall, an impossible angle by Shea, and another save for Regan.
And the Eagles give a little snow job to Regan there on the tie-up, and O'Toole did not like that. And I'll tell you what, O'Toole is definitely not somebody I would want to tick off.
Nah, he's got height. He's got height. He's got grit.
He looks like he goes about 6'3", 210, I'd say.
We got 9 seconds left in this period. Cougars control the draw, but it gets deflected back towards Regan, and he makes a routine save, again, some extracurricular, and after the play along the end boards.
The freshman Regan just playing fantastic for Austin Prep. He's made a couple of huge stops here in the third period against these Eagles, keeping it a 2-0 game.
6 seconds to go. It's to Roach, and it's blocked. Way to give up the body by McAdams. And just like that, the period is over. BC's attempt in their attacking end to no avail.
Well, they've got 15 minutes. They got about 12 minutes right now to try and figure it out. 2-0, hardly insurmountable. But you got to come out and score early in the third period to really give yourself a chance so you don't have to play desperate hockey. You know, you don't want to have to pinch. You don't want to have to do all the, the crazy things that, a desperate team has to do late in the game. But they've got 12 minutes to figure it out, 15 more minutes of hockey. Anything can happen.
Rich, I couldn't agree more. From a defensive perspective, that was a perfect period for BC. They didn't give up any goals. On the other hand, they had their chances and they couldn't capitalize.
No, and they seem like they're kind of starting to clean things up in the defensive end. They're not chasing quite as much. They did have a couple of breakdowns that were problematic. Payzant made a couple of nice saves, came up big a couple of times to keep this a two-goal game. Be interesting to see the first 5 minutes of the third period. Going to be huge in determining what ultimately happens in this hockey game.
And with that, we will take a break. We'll be back in about 12 minutes or so. One period of hockey left. 11 down, 1 to go on the day here at Falmouth Ice Arena in the Buddy Ferreira Classic. We'll be back. MyHockeyLive.com. on Wednesday or Thursday?
Probably not Wednesday, even though Falmouth is playing, because we've got some basketball I have to cover.
Okay.
But it might be able to do Thursday.
I'll be here Thursday, yeah. Wednesday, like I said, I'm heading out to UMass.
Yeah, but I could definitely help you out Thursday, at least in the for the final. I don't know if I'll be here for the 5, but the 7 I'm here. I gotta write a story.
We are back for the 12th and final period of our quadruple header of high school hockey today on the MyHockeyLive family of networks.
It's a lot of hockey.
It is. Jake Levin alongside Rich McClone. Rich has joined me for the second game and now the fourth game. This final game is semifinal between Boston College High School and Austin Prep. The winner will face the Hingham Harbormen, who some call the best public team in the state, in Thursday's final. First things first, got to sort out the third period here. Dylan Regan has been outstanding for the Cougars through 2 periods. Can he be outstanding for a third? BC High moving from left to right across your screen. Austin Prep from right to left.
Looked like the referee there caused the turnover for the Eagles. Ended up in a scoring opportunity for the Austin Prep Cougars. Didn't come to fruition, but nice play by the referee.
Just about a minute elapsed in this period. Russo rips it off the end boards. This puck is lopped up over everybody into the glass, or over the glass into the stands, and tossed right back onto the ice by a fan standing by the gate.
Yeah, Jake, we almost had a play on that puck.
Rich, there have been a few that have come in the area. We have one land right there on the diagonal, but other than that, they've been confined to the bleachers. See a lot of flying pucks over 8 hours of hockey. Here comes Lark, gains the line up the near side right. Lark being worked on by Verrier, has it stolen. And here comes Austin Prep up the other way, but it's gloved down by Billy Roach and sent back into the Austin Prep defensive end. Colin Murphy towards Dan O'Toole. This is going to go behind Brandon Pizant. Will not be an icing, was beyond the red line when shot. BC High with a long pass, knocked down by, I believe that was Rye, so it will not be an icing. Austin Prep still with possession though. Up the sideboards they come, intercepted by Shea. Shea towards Rye, it was blocked down. Shea in his own end turns on the brakes and still sends it along the inboards to Riley. Getting that one up for Fain. Fain gains the line up the left side. Fain at an impossible angle fires well wide. Kept alive at the point by Flynn. That was Rye being defended. Now here comes Austin Prep in transition. That's Egan, dumps it in, and the Cougars will change lines. Save for Lundy, who's in on the forecheck.
Once again, we see the Austin Prep Cougars defense with really active sticks in the defensive end, not allowing BC High to pass the puck well in close. Again, I got to tell you, if I'm the Eagles, I got to start thinking about using my points to get the puck to the net.
12:19 to go in the third period. BC High only down 2. Might feel like 5 or 6, but it is only 2. Colin Murphy. Cross point for Verrier. Verrier shoots it in from beyond the red line. Blocker saved by Pizant. In the near corner boards, held up against the wall, is McAdams. Finally pried free by Robey. Robey along the perimeter gets taken down, spun around by Sierri. Far corner, Robey. Soft pass over for Roach, who gives it right back for Robey. Robey looking for an outlet. Has one in Simone. Simone is back checked by Verrier. He was in all by himself there, Rich.
Had a great opportunity, one of the better ones the Eagles have had today. but the defense of Austin Prep, I don't know if that was Verrier or O'Toole, but one of them got a stick down, didn't let him pull the trigger.
BC High back up the other way. There is time, but it's of the essence. That was Nisbet. Send it off the sideboards and send back into the BC defensive end. Batting at it is Shea. Send it out to the far point. Shea sends it back along the boards towards Nisbet. Nisbet, long diagonal, able to connect with Duffy. Duffy in up the right side. Sends it on net, saved by Regan, and he couldn't corral it, but he sticks his glove out and falls onto it.
Looks like the ice is opening up a little bit for Boston College High School right here. Twice in the last minute, we've seen them use the stretch pass, and that's led to some offensive chances. They got to find the creases because right now, the way Regan's playing, it's probably going to be a rebound. If you're going to get anything by him, it's probably not going to be that first initial bid, but a second or a third chance.
Lark won that draw, and it was fired in by Schiffman. Blocked in front, however, now the Eagles are back in their own end again. Trying to work it free is Sikora. That's Finicario behind his own net. Turns the puck over to Clark. Flying up the right side of the ice was Noonan. Turned it over. Here's Finicario the other way. He is just going to send it into the BC defensive end. Again, Rich, they might try for a long outlet pass. A bit more methodical working up ice, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it was there, and then it went away. The window closes quickly, so you have to jump when you have the chance.
Lark jumps on the loose puck, but he's back-checked by Sierri. That was Schiffman cycling around his own end. That is going to be deflected over the Austin Prep bench beneath the Falmouth Atlantic Coast League banner there across the ice.
They'll be finally adding on to that piece of that flag. Next year, the Falmouth Clippers are the 2014-15 champions of the ACL. Been a long time here in Falmouth since they won a title.
In 6 years, they won 4 out of 5 between 05 and 09, 08 the lone exception. 6 years, they're finally back where they belong.
You want to guess about when Marshfield came in the league?
I'm going to guess 2010.
Somewhere around 08, somewhere around there. It's been Marshfield and Falmouth in the ACL, back and forth. Every now and then, Nauset's had a good team.
Well, Nauset seems to keep getting bigger. They add on to these other Cape Cod schools who shut down, and Nauset's really all you got there on the outer Cape. Not sure how much talent is up there, but either way, big scrum in the near side corner boards. A big hit knocked down was McKennelly. McKennelly scored the second goal of the night for Austin Prep.
Ryan Campbell looked like he took a little frustration out there on the Cougars with a little extra behind that check.
Here they come back up ice. McDonough dumps it in off the end boards. First one there is Ryan Campbell. Shea picks up the puck in towards the slot. Russo couldn't get a shot off. And Campbell again up the other way. Campbell getting involved. Tripped up by Russo. No call. I take that back. The ref saw it.
I thought we might get a trip against Austin Prep there. Campbell looked like he had good footing, and then all of a sudden he gets dumped. I guess they're going to call it incidental. We haven't had a whole lot of penalties in this game, but one definitely played a big role in where we're at. Austin Prep's second goal was on the power play.
That is correct. 8:36 to go now, third period. Long outlet pass connects with McAdams in that circle. Centering pass towards Egan, and a save by Payson. He robbed Egan. Still alive. Murphy fires just wide on the far side. A rebound shot. Scored by Anthony Sierri. And it's 3-0 Austin Prep.
Wow. Payson makes easily the save of the night. But Boston College puck chasing. And when you know it, right out front is Anthony Sierri. And he lifted it over the prone goalie. Nothing Payson could do about that. And the fat lady may not be singing, but she's getting the pipes ready right now, Jake.
You know, I ran into some Hingham players in the hallway after the first period. and they asked me what the score of the game was, and I said 2-0 Austin Prep. And they were like, oh, good. Like, you guys want to play Austin Prep instead of BC High? I don't know.
I don't know. For some reason, Austin Prep seems to have their share of doubters. I don't get that. This team's as good as any I've seen all year.
Lark gained the line and sent it towards Regan. Goes into the corner boards. Here's DeSulio to play it. Works it up towards McAdams. And now corralled by Shea. Back for Flynn. Flynn back for Shea in his own end, neutral zone. No look pass to Lark. Gets it up to Duffy. Duffy up the far side left. Fires on Regan. Save. Rebound. He goes out and falls on it.
Yeah, if I'm Boston College right now, I basically got to grab the kitchen sink and get ready to throw it because you got to get traffic going in front of the net. You need to score, and you need to score right now because this game is slowly ticking away. We've got just over 7.5 minutes left. And if they want a prayer, they need to get it going right now.
They're in the attacking zone. That's a good place to start. There's Lundy with a puck for Prep, and he sends it right out. Could not connect with Finicario on a diagonal. Here's BC back the other way at Kaiser Ray. Ray blocked off the stick of Verrier on the right wing. Finicario lops it up over everybody. Gloved it down by Campbell. If he were a wide receiver, that would have been a great catch.
Yeah, but if he was a basketball player, that's traveling.
7:05 to go. BC High clinging. They need a goal very soon.
Yeah, down 3. They need to find something. They got, like I said, I've been saying all night. I hate to keep repeating myself, but they really got to think about using the points. I can't remember the last time we saw a defenseman put the puck on net.
Yeah, every other team we saw today, they had guys at the blue line. They were willing to fire it right on net. I have not seen it. I don't know if I've seen it once from BC High. That's an excellent point, Rich. Here we go. It's Shea, the junior forward, has his pocket picked by Russo. Along the perimeter to McDonough. McDonough goes off the post along the bench, and that is going to be a dead puck.
I think Shea there, Ryan Shea, I believe he got slashed on the right hand. Looked like he was shaking his hand. No call from the referees, but got to hope that's nothing serious. We've already seen one player with a bad wrist injury today, so let's hope we don't see another.
6:31 to go. Austin Prep in control. Both players tossed from the draws. It was Russo and Lark. Cougars control it, and Russo gets the puck right back to McKennelly, who fires it on Payson. Rebound right to Cam Russo, and he scores. That should do it.
Bad puck control there on the rebound by Payson. Got to play that to the corner or cover it all together. He put it right out in front, and you can't serve it up for somebody like Cam Russo. He is too skilled, and he is going to put that away 9 out of 10 times, and that was not one of the 10 where he missed.
It was a good job getting up ice initially by McDonough. Cam Russo, perfect spot at the perfect time for the rebound. 4-0 Prep.
These Cougars just keep coming and coming and coming.
They're looking for more. Here comes Mike Egan up the right wing. Fired and deflected by Payson. Eagles will try to at least get on the board. That was C.J. Marshall. Murphy was knocked down by Egan. Marshall sends it up towards Flynn, who got knocked down. But he gets up again. 5:48. Roach sends it along the inboards. Colin Murphy takes it. Murphy goes off near the Austin Prep bench, and that was touched. So we'll get a dead puck. We're going to draw. 5:36 to go in the third.
Yeah, right now the Eagles are reeling. This one's pretty much a done deal. 4-0. I can't see you coming back on Dylan Regan and the Austin Prep Cougars now. But if you're BC High, you at least want to feel good about yourself. Win the last 5 minutes, maybe get one on the scoreboard, maybe 2. But give yourself a reason to feel good going forward.
Shot taken, saved by Regan. That was from the point, Rich, what we alluded to. Came from Brendan Evans.
Yeah, and he got it on net. Regan did a nice job controlling the rebound, but you give yourself a chance. You see, he did give up a rebound. He didn't cover it.
BC High still with the puck. That's Ray. Fires, saved by Regan. And the rebound goes right to Finicario, who lops it up over everybody. But Wise is to give it enough loft so that it will not be an ice. And we're going to get a penalty, I believe, against Austin Prep. Check that, Boston College High School. Brandon Nevitt's going to go.
Cross-check there against Nevitt. And got to figure that's a frustration penalty. You're down 4 goals. Nothing's going your way. And if you're BC High, you haven't played in a lot of games like this where you've been down 4-0.
No.
And the frustration, when you're losing, it'll escalate.
As I take a look at BC High's schedule, the worst loss I can find.
Oh.
I look away, another goal, and here we go. Egan locking onto the neck of Fane.
Whole lot going on there. We got ourselves a goal. I believe it was McKennelly from Russo. Unbelievable pass from below the goal line to the far post. And then we got some extracurricular after the play, slashing, some hitting.
I look away for 2 seconds, and Mike Egan gets ejected.
Egan got ejected. Somebody on the BC High side got sent to the box. I believe he's going to be asked to leave the premises as well.
That escalated quickly. I'm looking at the BC schedule. I look up, and all of a sudden, the players trying to, horse collar one another.
After the goal, there's some frustration on the BC High side. Egan, I believe, responded. They cross-checked. Little sticks were involved.
BC High is not used to losing these kinds of games. They do have 4 losses on the season. However, none were by more than 2 goals, if I'm reading this correctly.
Not only do we have altercations on the ice, apparently we've got some unhappy parents behind us as well.
That'll happen.
Tempers are flaring.
So BC High, they lost 2-0 to Malden Catholic twice. They lost 2-0 to Zavarian once, and they lost 4-2 to Cathedral. Those were all 2-goal deficits, and also ejected now Justin Fane. BC High is losing by 5. Be their worst loss of the season by 3 goals.
Well, Austin Prep, we said it at the top of the broadcast, this is a team that'll just come at you. And BC High apparently not prepared for the speed and the. Sorry about that, folks. We got a little craziness going on behind us right now.
More than a little, Rich. The players might not be the only ones getting ejected.
Falmouth ring manager Tom Peterson's on the scene. Everything's going to be just fine.
For the time being, it's 5-on-5 hockey. 5-0 Austin Prep. Oh, boy. McDonough shoots up the far side right, sends it off the end boards, and takes down a player. That was a clean play, perhaps a little embellishment there by Nisbet. Here come BC, 3-on-2. Nisbet up the right side, and he tries to tangle it out with a Verrier, and this is only going to get worse. That is going to be an immediate ejection. Ryan Verrier's got to go. Went for the head. He's gone. Nisbet might be going too. Looks like he may have retaliated or even instigated it.
We got a cross-check here.
So they're both only going to the box, not full-on ejected. I'm a little surprised by that.
Well, you could see it coming as they went down the ice. They got locked up, pushing and shoving. You got 2 teams, one very frustrated in BC High, the other agitated, Austin Prep, because they'd be happy to just get to the end of this game, but the Eagles are playing with emotion, and they have to try and match it.
Fired on that by Finicario and covered up by Payson. 4:09 to go in the third period.
The second time today I want to quote Anchorman and say, that escalated quickly.
We were all thinking it. We were all thinking it. Finicario, that was fired and scored. Kyle Sikora beats Payson. It is 6-0 Austin Prep.
Wow, that just let it rip from the top of the left wing circle. I don't know if it maybe hit a stick and changed direction, but it definitely handcuffed Payson, got over his catching glove, and we got a half a dozen goals on the board.
So there's the touchdown. Who's coming off the extra point?
Oh, I don't know, but 4 goals here in the third period for Austin Prep. Hey, good as advertised.
This is the lone blowout of the day. I mean, Higgin beat Archie's handily, but I would not classify that as a blowout. The 4-1 victory. 5-1 victory. Yeah, they might have poured it on a little at the end, but that game never got out of hand with the physicality.
Oh, BC High was in this game most of the way. It was 2-0 until about halfway through the third period here. And then over the last 4 minutes, Austin Prep has just dropped the hammer.
Here comes Finicario. They want more. In towards the slot, saved by Payson, had Lundy. Finicario looking again for Lundy, but it's swooped up by Shea. Ryan Shea up ice. By himself, he gains the line, takes it in, sends it on Regan, shut. Rebound score, Ryan Shea. Ends the shutout. So BCI, at the very least, avoids that.
Beautiful goal there by Shea.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic move. Goes to the backhand, gets it inside the far post. I mean, Dylan Regan's had a great game in the net. It was going to take something special to get it past him, and that was special.
I think the most impressive part is that he took it coast to coast. There's more jousting.
5 more. They're on to something.
Oh, we have about 180 seconds to go. Might be a little too late. So, Rich, I think we need to start talking. Austin Prep, I think they have locked themselves into probably the 3 seed in the Super 8.
At least.
Right. This is assuming Cathedral and Malden Catholic go chalk the rest of the way. Nothing to suggest they won't. So that leaves BC High. Are they the 4th best team?
It's hard to say. We're going to have to see how they bounce back and play on Thursday night.
Here's Noonan, and Noonan scores.
Wow, Connor Noonan sneaking one inside the near post. The hometown kid gets himself a goal. So you're saying there's a chance, Jake?
We got 2:26 to go. The Packers blew that lead against the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. I still don't think that would be as bad as this could be.
Here comes the onside team.
They cut that guy today, Boykin.
Oh, no.
Yeah. BC High controls the draw. It's Ray. Leaves it behind the net for Shea. So Noonan and Shea with the Eagle goals here in the waning moments of the third period. Or is what is almost sure to be a losing effort as we're now inside the 2-minute mark.
Here's the thing. If you're Boston College High School, all right, so you lost this game. There's an opportunity that you're going to get a chance to redeem yourselves against this very team in about 2 weeks. So file it away, figure out what you did wrong, what you can do better, make those adjustments, and use it the next time you play.
Ray gains line, poked away by Varian. Still physical out there, Rich, but I haven't seen any cheap hits. So that's good.
No, we had that after the 6th goal for Austin Prep, and then right afterward there was some.
Well, there was that, but since then.
Yeah, but since then they've been pretty good boys.
Yeah. Got to hold your breath whenever there's a play like that over in the corner. BC High back the other way. 60 seconds to go in the game. There's a big play, 14 on 14. Seen that before. Kramer, Penny, and DiSolio. Toward the attacking zone. It's Simeone. Shoots it. Deflected wide.
Connor Noonan got helicoptered on a hit in front. Just missed the one touch to could have made it a 6-3 game.
Almost a bad turnover there, and finally getting it and firing it was Lundy. Saved by Pezan. McAdams. Cross point for O'Connor. 24 seconds to go.
Pretty impressive showing by the Austin Prep offense. 2 games here in Falmouth. They've scored 14 goals now.
Very impressive. 6-2. It really didn't even feel that close because BC got these 2 goals in garbage time. 9 seconds to go. You ready, Hingham? Austin Prep's coming for you on Thursday. That'll do it. The Austin Prep Cougars advance to the championship game of the Buddy Ferreira Classic. They'll take on the Hingham Harbormen. BC High, they will go to the 3rd place game. They will play Archbishop Williams.
I wouldn't want to be Archbishop Williams right now.
No.
I got to figure BC High definitely going to come out with a little message to send in their game on Thursday night.
I talked about an angry Duxbury Dragons team earlier.
Yeah.
How about that tenfold, the BC High team?
Oh, my goodness. That could – and the thing is, too, is that the style that Archbishop Williams plays, very high risk, high reward, and a team like BC High could really, really take advantage of that. And you got to figure that they're going to come and they've got a message to send on Thursday.
Final game of Archie's season it will be. They already won their Super Bowl of sorts by knocking off Duxbury and winning a game in this tournament. But they would not mind another.
No, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. You got the BC High Eagles looking to save face and redeem themselves. You've got, Archbishop Williams, who'd love to play the spoiler. I tell you what, if they did beat BC High, the Eagles could find themselves right on that 6-7 cusp of having to play a play-in game.
I completely agree with you, Rich. It is all going to sort itself out over the next couple of days and weeks. Well, really not even weeks. We have a week or so left until seedings are announced. That wraps it up for 8 hours of hockey here at the Falmouth Arena. Presentation of MyHockeyLive.com. I want to thank everybody who helped out today. Art Egerton on camera does an outstanding job as always. Rich McClone, thank you very much for helping out.
No problem, buddy.
Games 2 and 4 saved what's little left of my voice. I've been here since 12:30, did all 4 games, and I think I'm going to be mute until Thursday, but it was well worth it.
No, it was definitely a good time. We saw some great hockey here today, and you definitely want to tune in on Thursday. Austin Prep and Hingham for the championship of the Buddy Ferreira Classic. And I'll tell you what, a public school has never won this 2 years in a row. Last year was Duxbury. This year could be Hingham. I want to say –
and Hingham needs it.
Hingham definitely needs it. And it's going to be really interesting to see how those 2 teams, match up. Hingham a little more physical, a little more of a methodical team. Austin Prep, with that quick strike ability, I really think we could be in for a really awesome – contrast of styles, and a really good hockey game. Hingham's got to basically let it all hang out. Whatever they've got in the tank, it's going into Thursday night.
Yep, Hingham, they did clinch their spot in at least the Division I tournament today. But Hingham's not about going to the Division I tournament. In Hingham, it's Super 8 or bust.
Yeah, and they're going to make their case on Thursday. A win, you got to figure they're at least a play-in team.
At least.
If they lose, it depends on the score. If they lose 1-0 or 2-1, yeah, they could get that 10. But you don't want to make it you don't want to be in a situation where there's a decision to be made by people and it's taken out of your hands.
They more or less control their own destiny.
You win, you've made your case, and pretty much it's going to take some real bold decision making to keep you out. If you lose, well, hey, you had your opportunity. So Hingham, it's on you. The ball is in your court. It's going to be interesting to see what you do with it.
And they also have one final game on Saturday, a makeup game. I believe it's against Coyle Cassidy. I may be wrong.
nothing against Coyle. I've seen Coyle play this year. They're not a bad hockey team at all. But all things being equal, Hingham should be able to handle him in that game. The big caveat is, should Hingham lose on Thursday, there's a better than not chance that they could come out flat. Maybe not have the emotion that they need. But if they should win and they have a chance to really punch their ticket with a win over Coyle, I wouldn't want to be Coyle.
I do stand corrected, Rich. It is Acton Boxborough, not Coyle. I knew it was a hyphenated school.
Well, thanks. I just made Coyle look bad for no reason at all.
Acton
Boxborough is not a bad team. Acton Boxborough is not a bad team. So,
and that's other than Neshoba Valley Olympia. So Hingham will have to go on the road. Potentially their final chance to make a case.
I'll have to watch it on MyHockeyLive because I am not going to Neshoba Valley on Saturday.
I'm with you there. All right, thank you again to everyone. CEO Mark Guy goes on vacation. I want to say he's in Dallas, where it's about at least 50 degrees warmer. I'm here in Florida from Art. Yeah, Art, I get a nod of approval, so all right, more like 70 degrees warmer.
75 degrees in Miami today.
Oh, thank you, everybody, for tuning in all day. For Mitch McClone, I'm Jake Levin. Come back next time on Wednesday for MyHockeyLive.com.
See ya.